Hello Sagittarius, welcome to your October 2022 tarot card and astrology readings. Thank you so much for being here with me, Sagittarius. Now I've pre-recorded just a little bit of a message, so here we go. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jane. I am so thrilled to have you here. For the October readings this month, I've done something just a little bit different. So I'm starting to include a new astrology portion to this reading. I feel like that could add so much more value to each and every one of you as you navigate and try to understand how all of this is going down. October is a huge month astrologically. We have a lot of the outer planets starting to move, and we are building up to an eclipse on the 25th. So there's just a lot to really think about and consider. So the timestamp for both the tarot portion and the astrology portion will be found in the description box down below. And this is one of the reasons why I've separated the big monthly video into 12 separate videos instead of just one big long video. And as always, if you are a subscriber, please be sure to log into your account at janeinternational.com, navigate to the blog page, and you'll see all the comprehensives that you've signed up for available there. All right, now with all that being said, let's get into it. Hello Sagittarius, welcome to your October reading. So we are going to go ahead and get started with the King of Swords, which is the card that signifies what the universe needs from you right now. Now, King of Swords is a little bit more on the stoic side. Okay, he's not the most emotional, and I don't think, like Virgo season, we had a little bit of emotion because of the Neptune influence a little bit over in Pisces, but Libra season, I don't think is a super emotional time. Now you can feel emotion and have emotion, but we're not making decisions rooted in our emotions. Like we're not feeling afraid and then making a decision based on that fear. It's like you can feel afraid and you can be insecure. And especially as we have this sun coming into an opposition with Chiron, insecurity and fear will definitely kind of come up. But King of Swords says, so what? Who cares? I'm just going to do it anyway. Like I'm going to go make my mark. I'm going to go build my business. I'm going to go do this thing. And I'm going to go commit to the things that I value and that I care about. And that's it. Like game over. That's it. I think you are going to be rigid in your own way because you're not going to want to stick around for things as soon as you realize they're not for you. You know, you're not going to waste your time hoping that someone will come around or hoping that someone will change or hoping that they'll figure it out. It's like, if they do, great, but, you know, I'm not going to sit around and like some sort of a chump and wait for it. Like if they want to change, then they can change and then come to me, you know, but I've got places to go and people I want to meet and things I want to build, and that's just not my vibe. Like I have too much movement in my life that I'm wanting to experience, too much change and evolution, and I'm not going to sit around for people who don't want to do that with me. Because over here with the Lovers, I feel like you are going to be meeting with really incredible people. Now, this can, in its more basic sense, a lot of times the Lovers represents a choice. But with this particular card and this particular artwork, I actually feel like a soulmate quality. Now, that doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. It just means that you're going to be meeting up with people, probably actually more in a platonic way, if we're being honest, with 11th house activation. 11th house has a lot to do with friends and groups and affiliations and people who share your values. And so this is a great time to meet up and to connect with people who actually do share your values, who do want the things that you want and who want to move in the direction that you want to move. And maybe you meet with people whose, you know, weaknesses are your strengths and your weaknesses are their strengths. And so you kind of complement or supplement each other in that way, and that there's growth and opportunity for both of you, not just one or the other. And I feel like equality, of course, as we are in Libra season, Venus is also in Libra, equality is certainly a pretty important point. Now, Libra and the Sun the Sun and Venus are going to be very close together for most of the month, and then they are going to come into a conjunction, and they are both going to be moving into Scorpio at the same day, on the same day, on the 23rd, which is the same day that Saturn goes direct in your third house. So there is something about how you are relating to people, the connections and relationships that you have in your life. And when Saturn goes direct, he may be a little unforgiving and a little relentless, as that's also mirrored by Mars over in the 7th house. There's a little bit of relentlessness that comes through in terms of severing relationships that don't suit it's not that they don't suit you, it's that you don't suit each other. Some people are more willing to say like, hey, we're just not for each other than others. Some people are like, oh, well, here's someone telling me that we don't suit each other, but I'm determined to make them see how great I am. And, so some people will handle it better than others. And some people will be like, yeah, okay, fine. Yeah, you're right. We're just really not compatible. Okay, fine. Good luck to you. And other people will make it a little bit of a mess. But either way, you're the one with the sword over here, King of Swords. Now, when we start the 10 cards, I see this Queen of Wands, and I see this is an Aries card. There's a lot of initiation that comes through here. So I feel like Libra season, Scorpio season, there are initiating opportunities, especially through Libra, because it's a cardinal sign. All right, so it is an opportunity for us to begin and to initiate and to build upon. It's like we may have had certain initiatives that we began back in March and April, and maybe we've been building on those things since then. And so now maybe to continue building on that, we actually have to start implementing a new something on top of it. So it's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And what I see with the Ace of Coins is that you're going to start receiving positive feedback from the world. Now, the thing I like about the Ace of Coins is that it's just really hard and fast, obvious, in your face, something tangible. It's not like a feeling or, a moment of inspiration, as we can see with like the Ace of Cups or the Ace of Wands. There's something literally in front of you. A piece of paper or a conversation that you're having with someone, or you run into someone, or someone introduces you to someone, like whatever the case is, it's something like real and it's kind of immediate. I'm feeling like a micro manifestation on an immediate scale as feedback for you to say, hey, Sagittarius, you're moving in the right direction. Hey, Sagittarius, here's a path of least resistance. Hey, Sagittarius, you're doing a really good job. Let me open another door for you. And what I sense is that's connecting down here to the Queen of Swords. Now, you seem willing to defend what it is that you're doing. It's something you care about. And I think that's the most beautiful thing that so far, and I know we're not done with the year 2022 yet, but I think that's one of the most beautiful things that came out of 2022, or that is coming out of 2022, is that we have had an opportunity to reevaluate the things that we truly value in this world. Right? What do we value? Do we value freedom? Do we value privacy? Do we value solitude? Do we value family, love? Like what is it? Do we value connection? Do we value intellectual stimulation? Like we all have our own stuff. So what do we value, and what are we willing to do to align ourselves on a daily basis, if we can, so that we live a life that is more aligned and congruent with our values? And I think you've been willing to do a lot. It's like once we figure it out, there's nothing we won't do to be able to do that. It's kind of like I'm reminded like by those movies, like, I actually haven't seen the movie Braveheart, but I'm pretty sure I know what it's about, right? Braveheart's a super old movie. The Patriots, super old movie. But even the show like Outlander, right? Where Jamie Fraser is all about, at least in the first couple seasons, where he's all about fighting for the freedom, fighting for the people and all that, It's like once you've attached yourself to a cause, there's no stopping you. And when you truly believe that it is right and that it is good, not only for you, but for everyone involved, when you truly believe in your cause, because you live it and breathe it every single day, that alignment comes so naturally. And the actions line themselves up. The tasks, the things we have to do, they just sort of line up. It's like just what you have to do. And I look at this Queen of Swords, and I love this Queen of Swords because she's looking right at this Nine of Cups, and that's leading straight into the Six of Wands. This is someone who is quite different from you, but they see you and they appreciate you for your total unique self. And they also probably offer you a few things. They probably offer you a lot of inspiration, a lot of advice, good advice, by the way. They also offer you an outlet or a shoulder, not to cry on, because I don't think that you're in a really big pity party mood right now. Not to cry on, but a shoulder or someone to just kind of help prop you up when you need it, because we all have our ups and downs. This is also someone that when you leave this person, you leave feeling fulfilled. And I think that's one of the most important things, because I feel that that is in stark contrast with what's going on over here with the King of Coins. Now, most people are just going to be normal. Like it's just like the relationships won't change. They just are what they are, and it's fine. But there are going to be a few that stand out as being some that are really, really good, and others that are you're just not compatible right now. And it's these people, or this person, it may only be a single person, is going to show you their true colors. I mean, everyone's going to show their true colors with Mars through Gemini. This Mars retrograde, especially over the next few months, everyone's going to show their true colors. Everyone's going to show who they really are. Everyone's going to show what they really value and what's really important to them. And so we can kind of just look at them and look at their lives and look at their decisions and say, okay, is this in line with mine or not? Does this line up with my ambitions? Yes or no? Black and white, super simple. It either is or it isn't. High contrast type of decision making, super easy. This is someone that you know is beneficial for you in your life. Because when you leave them, you feel great. You feel like you can go out there and you can conquer the world. You're already doing it, but Seven of Wands can be a little exhaustive. So I feel like this Queen of Swords is like a charging station. But it's not that you're taking charge from them. It's that there is an exchange of charge where you each feed each other. Mars in the 7th house. It's a lot about the give and take. You have to be there for them and they have to be there for you. There has to be balance when Venus is in Libra. Everything has to be equal. And if it's not equal, it's going to be hard to maintain. So with the Hanged Man, you are in this process of coming into light with a lot of things. You are going to have a lot of light bulbs turn on for you. Now, Saturn is basically not moving. Okay, basically he's not moving. He's just super, super slow. Mars, again, also going very, very slow. And I feel like this month may go by very slow because of that. Because Saturn, the ruler of time, has slowed down. So it's like our clocks have slowed down. So we have an opportunity it's like a window where time is skewed, where we can gather a lot of information in a short period of time. We become a lot smarter. Right? It's like we wise up real fast during something like this. We come into consciousness real fast. Now, normally the Hanged Man represents delays and hang-ups. And yeah, you may have a few of those, but I don't see that they're going to be long-lasting the way a Hanged Man normally can be. Sometimes a Hanged Man can come and represent, months at a time, but I think it will be like a month's worth in a short period of time. And if something gets delayed or if something gets hung up, it's like really hung up, but only for like a few days or a week, if that makes any sense. It's like perception versus reality. Like they're not meshing very well right now. And I feel like your hands will be tied. There's nothing you can do about it, which means there's no worry. You shouldn't be any worry about it. You just kind of have to deal with it when the time comes. Thing about the Queen of Wands, King of Swords is that's how they are. They just say, well, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to lose sleep over it. I'm not going to care if someone is angrily emailing me at 3 a.m. I'm not going to jump up with a pit in my stomach because I refuse to let someone else give me that control. Or I refuse to let someone else have that control over me. A lot of strength from Sag right now. Now, this King of Coins is a different story. Now, I don't think it's a bad person at all, okay? He's upright. He's manifested positively, a kind, generous, good-hearted person in general. But a King of Coins versus a King of Swords, this is like Taurus versus Aquarius, okay? This is a really interesting connection. Now, it doesn't mean people have to, like, obviously you're not an Aquarius, but this is an Aquarius card. This does not have to be a Taurus, all right? But it is definitely someone that is operating in that manner. They are slow. They are stuck. They are projecting confidence, but it's actually coming off as arrogance. They are hot-headed and deeply passionate, which means unbending. I kind of like the fact that you're not so, you have passion, but you're not being driven by your passion. You're driven by your cause, right? It's something bigger than you, right? 11th house transit, it's bigger than you. You're giving yourself up, right? 11th house sun. You're taking yourself, the sun, and your soul and your soul's ambitions, and you are dedicating that for the greater good of humanity in the 11th house. This is someone who's probably looking for a little bit more self-interest, as we see with the 7 of Swords. They're looking for what's in it for me? Where's the money that I get? What profit do I enjoy? Right? And it's a little too on the greedy side for Sag right now. Now, Sagittarius, you're Jupiter ruled. There's nothing wrong with material abundance. That's a part of your archetype. It's a part of the reason why you're here in this world, is to enjoy those things. But you can enjoy those things and not have those things be the end game. And I think that's where the difference is. For you, the abundance and the money and the material reward is it's a part of the whole thing. Whereas this, that is the point. And that's where the story ends, I think. Because I think this person drains you of your strength reversed. This person, I feel like they can't get out of their own way enough to see the benefit of partnering with you, and you're not going to give them enough time to figure it out. You're going to already be 10 steps ahead of them when they do realize. You're already working with someone who's operating on your level. I'm seeing a King of Swords and a Queen of Swords. It's like a perfect match. It's a soulmate quality match. So if you're doing something with a best friend, great. Or if you're doing something with someone who has a common passion for the cause, even better. And it doesn't mean you have to be doing exactly the same things, but I feel that there is an equal give and take of support and love and high quality advice and counsel. This is not just about cheerleader support. Queen of Swords is certainly going to interject and say, hey, it'd be easier if you did it this way. And a King of Swords is not going to sit here and be like, no, but my way's better. Bah. He's going to consider it, think about it, and probably integrate it if he comes to the conclusion that, yeah, it probably is easier. There's no pride with that. He just wants it to be done the best, most efficient way and to get him as far along as possible, as fast as possible. So he doesn't care where the idea comes from. Right? And neither does the Queen of Swords either. But I think the King of Coins over here is just a little too proud. They're like, no, my way's the best. This is the way it's always been done. Without taking into account this vastly, drastically changing environment that we're in. Okay? All right, let's go ahead and pull out the clarifiers. Those of you who are new, please bear with me. I'm about to say a mouthful. So the cards we're about to pull out are the cards we will cover in the comprehensive reading. Okay, we usually talk for another 25 to 30 minutes about these cards. So it's kind of like a whole second reading. We go a lot more in depth. And the links and information for all of that will be found in the description box and the comment thread down below. You can also subscribe. So a lot of people don't want to go through the purchase process every single month. So it's a lot easier just to subscribe. So you'll automatically get it. Plus you also get the weekly extendeds that we do on Monday and the weekly extended love readings that we do on Friday that we do for each zodiac sign. So just FYI on that. So all the information will be found in the description box and the comment thread down below. Okay, so let's go ahead and start pulling out these cards. All right, so taking a look here at this King of Swords, what more does Sagittarius need to know about the King of Swords? We have, see, 10 of Coins, beautiful. 6 of Cups and the Ace of Cups, love it. So for the environment, what else does Sagittarius need to know regarding what's going on around them? 4 of Swords, Page of Swords, beautiful. I love the pages for you. It's kind of similar to the aces. In fact, I think the pages are like a step up in terms of the feedback, the feedback of like people are interested in what you're doing. Oh, Magician, I love it. I talked a lot about the initiation of things, so there you go. Oh, 10 of Cups, even better. Clearly that one, 9, wow, 10 of Coins and the 9 of Coins. So this trajectory of yours is quite lucrative, and I've been using that word lucrative ever since July, all right? So July and August and now September, now October. A lot of lucrative choices being made. Beautiful, Knight of Cups. 6 of Coins reversed. Hanged Man, 9 of Swords reversed. Ace of Wands. 4 of Cups reversed. For the 7 of Swords, what else does Sag need to know? Ace of Cups reversed. Yeah, that King of Coins will break your heart, I think. It's probably best to just, I saw that one first. And then I saw this one. I'm not going to take the whole pile, but I will take that since it did land upright. Knight of Wands reversed. 8 of Cups, 8 of Swords. See what I mean? 7 of Wands now. 5 of Coins reversed. Beautiful page, another page. 2 of Swords. 4 of Coins. I actually like the stability factor of that card. King of Coins reverse. Okay. Fool. I'm going to do one more card for that. Beautiful. Queen of Coins. Okay. They're like the total opposite of the King of Coins. It's like you've got opposites being accentuated right now. 6 of Cups. 8 of Wands. Amazing with the Lovers and the 2 of Cups. Like you're just connecting with someone in such a beautiful way. Amazing. Wheel of Fortune. Another Queen of Wands. Judgment. The Hierophant. Another Strength card. And Five of Wands. Okay, so this is where we're going to pick up in the comprehensive. So again, we'll talk probably for another 25 to 30 minutes about these cards. And that's it. Thank you so much. Stay tuned for the astrology portion if you want to check that out as well. And that's everything. All right, thank you so much. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to the astrology portion of this reading. So this is the first time that I'm actually doing this in the monthly readings, is incorporating a dedicated astrology portion. I know I reference the stars a lot during the card reading, but I figured a lot of people are more visual and might appreciate, being able to see where all of these placements and these transits are really happening in the chart. If this applies to you, then please let me know in the comments if you enjoy this. I don't know if I'm going to continue doing it, so just let me know if you like it or not. So October is a huge month. Okay, there's a lot happening. We have Pluto and Saturn going direct. We have a lot of still remaining Libra energy, but Scorpio is going to be activated with that eclipse, a new moon eclipse happening at 2 degrees of Scorpio. We have Mars making his way into his retrograde. He's going to be going super slow all month long. And we have Jupiter moving back into Pisces. All right, there's just like a whole bunch of stuff happening. Not to mention the full moon in Aries is going to be conjunct Chiron over here in the 5th house. So there's just a lot. And for you, I think it's interesting because yes, Libra is a beautiful sign for you. I think this particular season really is dedicated toward kind of the bigger picture for you, right? Libra season, 11th house activity, you're sort of dedicating yourself for the greater good. Maybe you're finding more alignment with some sort of purpose, some sort of mission that you found for yourself. You may be realigning with new groups of people, associating with people that believe and value the same things as you. But as we make our way through the month and the sun enters into Scorpio, moves into Scorpio, and then we have that new moon eclipse on the 25th. So just a couple of days after Scorpio season begins, we're immediately hit with an eclipse. It's a new moon eclipse. This one is especially potent for you because it is in the 12th house. Okay, 12th house is a very challenging house, has a lot to do with loss and suffering and being isolated, being alone, and kind of there may be some kind of sacrifice that is asked of you to some degree. It may not be bad, it may not be huge, okay, but it could just be something that's really, really, really needing to be let go. And it may be something financial. It may have something to do with relationships, okay? It may have something to do that you've felt bonded to for quite some time and you're needing to sever that bond, or that you're wanting to establish something new and anything that was blocking you can now be established. I feel strongly that Sagittarius may go through a little bit of a melancholy vibe. Okay, now Sagittarius is one of the only sign that I say this about, where you are fully capable of the full spectrum from all the really, really deep feels of Scorpio to the super, super high heights of Sagittarius, right? It's the full spectrum. Because a lot of you, first and foremost, are Vedic Scorpios. And if we're going from a Western standpoint, Sagittarius has Scorpio in the 12th house, which rules our subconscious. So you kind of have this whole thing going on, is all encompassing. And so you may feel a lot of both. You may feel like some days you're having heavy, strong emotion, but then the next day you're completely fine. I think that has a lot to do with the volatility of Scorpio. Now, that probably won't occur until later on. But in the meantime, as we're building up to that, we do have Pluto going direct on the 8th. We have Mercury retrograde going direct on the 9th. Am I getting these dates right? Hold on, I'm so sorry. I screwed this up in a previous... I'm so bad at the dates. Hold on. Pluto goes direct on the 8th, down here in your 2nd house. Then we have the full moon in Aries on the 9th. And then we have Mercury going direct on the 10th. So the 8th, 9th, and 10th, we have big transitions or big events happening. Now the full moon is going to be conjunct Chiron down here in the 5th house. So there are going to be questions in terms of your place in things and trying to find balance between your unique, one-of-a-kind self and also fitting in, right? Being unique, being special, being different, but then also using that differentness to contribute to the higher good. And Libra over here, Sun in Libra, Venus in Libra, means that matters to you. It matters that your uniqueness is being used as something that contributes to the greater good for humanity or the greater good for the groups that you're involved in or for the greater cause, something that is bigger than you. But you have to define that first. And some Sagittarians are much further along on that journey than others. Some are just kind of coming into what does make me special? What does make me unique? Why should I be someone that, that really stands out? Why should I be the one that goes and takes up space? And why should I be the one that, and maybe you have done something a little bit already throughout Libra season, since Libra season is already underway. Maybe up to this point, you've already kind of put yourself out there a little bit, and maybe you had some trips and falls, and now you're like, well, maybe that really isn't it. Maybe that's too much work. Maybe it's not really what I ultimately want to do. So there can be a lot of questions, a lot of concerns, a lot of fears and insecurities that surface. But once that moon starts to wane and comes in contact with North Node and Uranus, I think you're going to get over that fairly quickly. And Pluto is going direct now, and he's officially barreling toward Aquarius now, where he's going to enter into Aquarius in March of next year. At the same time that Saturn, right, March of next year, also Saturn moves into Pisces. So when these two big planets start moving forward this month, there is a very real sense that we can't ever go back to the way it was. We can't ever go back to how we used to live and how we used to be. There's massive change in the air, and that began really with this Uranus North Node conjunction, and actually a little bit before that with that full moon in Capricorn during Cancer season. And I reiterated this through my weekly astrology videos where I said, hey, this is a point of no return. We can't go back from this point. We have to keep going. We have to keep evolving. We have to keep changing. And we really need to embrace this person that we are dying to become. Because as these planets start to move forward, it's kind of you only have a few months to kind of get your stuff in order before you kind of lose the opportunity or lose the momentum or lose the courage that you've kind of been building all year. And we've had this wonderful opportunity this year through 2022 being a year that's ruled by Venus. We've had this wonderful opportunity to come into deeper contact with the things that we truly value in this life and in this world. And we get to align our actions and align our paths according to those things. And I know that Saturn in your 3rd house, it has really morphed and changed the way you see things, the way you perceive, the way you think about things. And maybe a lot of your beliefs were really challenged. Maybe you went into this at the very end of 2020, this transit, thinking one thing, and now that we're finishing it out, you're out of a completely different mindset. I suspect that Sagittarians have learned a lot over the past couple of years. So you are truly a different person. And the person that you've become is probably being reflected a little bit in your relationships and the one-on-one connections that you have, your marriages, your business partnerships, and even close one-on-one friendships or anyone you're in a contract with. It's the things that you used to value going into that maybe are starting to change and maybe are starting to morph. And as Mars is moving super slow, okay, between October 1st and October 30th, okay, pretty much the entire month, he's only going to move 5 degrees, okay, he's barely moving. So he's just slowing way down. And so we're having these opportunities now to reflect and to really think back on the things that we initiated. And some of us are going to be oh shoot, maybe I shouldn't have done that. And others of you are okay, well, it's now or never. I gotta dive in. I committed, so we're going in. And I think Mars is really going to make it very clear cut in terms of what is going to stick in our lives and what is not going to stick. If some of you are in challenging relationships, this is probably going to sever that connection. If you're in healthy relationships, this will likely pit the two of you together. It's like you two against the world, where the two of you come together very, very close for one common goal and one common purpose. But if each of you have differing views and differing outlooks and differing missions, if they can't be compatible for some reason, this Mars can really mess things up. Mars is in the Uranian decan here, right, which is the Aquarian decan of Gemini. Now, Aquarius is ruled by both Uranus and Saturn. Either way, Saturn or Uranus, there's definitely going to be something kind of destructive that occurs, or it's going to require massive reformation. Okay, you're going to have to reform your own relationships and how you're really connecting with people. Not everyone is going to be on board with that. I do think your relationships with other people are going to be a significant point of focus. I kind of feel like there is this weeding out the weak, and especially as we make our way in through Scorpio season, we have that eclipse just a few days before. I mean, that eclipse is on the 5th. Mars goes retrograde on the 30th, and in there somewhere on the 29th, Mercury comes into Scorpio as well. So we kind of have 12th house, 7th house kind of energy, which is kind of strange because this is a highly isolated kind of house where you want to escape and you want to run away. And Mars over here is not making it easy to really coexist with certain people. There are just going to be people that you're not going to be able to get on the same page with, and you're just going to have to be okay with that. And Scorpio is pretty good, especially since this eclipse is happening at the 2nd degree. It's happening in the Plutonic decan using modern Western astrology rulerships. Scorpio being ruled by Pluto in that system. The Plutonic rulership here of this decan indicates a death or a transformation at minimum. But things can't stay the same, that's for sure. October will be one of our most transformative of the year. I would argue that May was pretty transformative as well. So we've got the nodes, right? Eclipses, things like that. But we also have Uranus involved with the full moon eclipse, which is happening on November 8th at 16 degrees. So Uranus will be involved with that particular eclipse as well. So it's just like things are changing and things are changing fast. We are changing fast. Our trajectories are changing really fast. The way we're thinking is changing really fast, being in Aquarius as well. And we're having an opportunity to kind of realign. So we kind of have to take it, if we want to feel aligned. Okay. So this is just a little extra added excerpt for visualization purposes. I haven't done the cards yet. I'm going to go do the cards now. So let me know what you guys think, and I hope you enjoyed the reading. I'll talk to you soon. Have a great October.